Mr. Bunker. And you asked for 6 minutes, too.
Hi. Over the weekend, the New Yorker magazine published a scathing 26-page article about Scientology's fraud and abuse. It's a profile of the Oscar-winning writer-director Paul Haggis, who was in Scientology for 34 years. He's written movies for Clint Eastwood like $1 Million Baby, and his film Crash won Best Picture Oscar. Paul Haggis wrote and directed that film. He, as I said, was in there for 34 years. He was a wealthy public Scientologist, and I mention this only because there are a couple different classes of Scientologists. The people that I'm going to be talking about today are the people who are being abused by Scientology the most. They are the Sea Org members who sign a billion-year service contract to work for little or no pay, and many of them are headquartered right here in the desert compound in your district, Mr. Stone. In the New Yorker magazine article, it was revealed that for more than a year now, the FBI has been investigating Scientology for human trafficking. They've been holding people against their will at Scientology's desert compound. Their passports and IDs are taken from them. Their mail is read. Their phone calls are monitored. They're forced to work long hours with little or no pay. They're deprived of sleep. They're fed rice and beans. The women are often coerced into abortions because, after all, having children, raising children, that really takes away from your productivity, doesn't it? Yes, you had something you wanted to say?
I just wanted to mention we are here on targeted residential picketing.
Right.
We do have a oral communications section later on.
Bear with me for a few more minutes. I'll make you a little uncomfortable, and then I'll be happy to answer any of your questions.
Does this have anything to do with targeted
Yes,
picketing?
it has everything to do with this ordinance, which was drafted by Scientology's attorneys working with the county. And you know well and good that this was all about Scientology. Anyone who's interested can Google the term Jeff Stone's changing story to see on video how this came about and how many hoops he's jumped through to try to make this legit. A few more minutes, and then I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Now, the people at Jeff Stone's district who need his help are not being helped. David Miscavige, the current leader of Scientology, has allegedly been physically and mentally abusing his staff and sending them on a whim to the Rehabilitation Project Force, the RPF. This is a Korean-style re-education camp where people are forced to work hard labor half of the day and spend the other half of the day studying the teachings of dear leader. And I'm sorry if this is boring you, Mr. Stone. This is something I know you've heard before.
We are still not touching on targeted picketing.
Oh, believe me,
you're welcome. You're welcome to come back and speak at the oral
Please give me my time. Most of us hear about these abuses, and we think to ourselves, how can this happen in America?
Sir, you're not being responsive.
Yes, I am being responsive. I'll tell you why I'm being responsive to you, because you put this ordinance into place, and when we complained about it, you kept backing up and saying... This is not right. Yes, it does have to. It has nothing to do with picketing.
Yeah. No, it says speak to the subject. Yeah. You didn't do anything.
Yeah, Deputy.
What is so scary about this thing? A couple more minutes of talking. Yes, they have an agenda, don't they?
Go ahead. Deputy, I think he's about to make the connection with the specific agenda item here. So if you could make that connection now,
yes, I would be happy.
It would be helpful.
I came here and spoke earlier about Scientology's influence in this law. And we were told at that point, listen, all right, it has nothing to do with Scientology. And you are welcome to protest at Scientology's compound. No problem. No problem. You can walk up and down the street. So a few of us said, well, let's see how true that is. So we went to Scientology's compound right after the meeting, and 2 of us, including me, were arrested. When we got to the gate, Scientology had sheriff's deputies waiting inside their compound. And as soon as we arrived, they came out to chase us away. And we said, we were just told by the River City Board of Supervisors that we can protest here. I was arrested not by the sheriff, he took me in, but I was arrested by the PR woman who was here speaking after me at this meeting. She made a citizen's arrest of me and 1 other person because you failed to do what Scientology wanted you to do. You failed to keep us from protesting. So she took matters into her own hand and had us arrested. Now, the sheriff who arrested me and cuffed me and put me in the back of his car, turned out to be a nice guy. I had a chance to talk to him as he was driving me into the station. And I explained to him why people protest here. One of the reasons we were there that day is because Maureen Bolstad, who spoke to you on that day as well, was a Scientologist, and her sister was missing. And she could not contact this person. So the sheriff was nice enough to go back and do a welfare check on her. That was somebody who responded.
Bunker, I'm going to give you about another 15 or 20 seconds because you were interrupted. But if you could let us know what your position is on this amendment to the ordinance, it would be helpful for us.
Very good. Well, I believe that this should be repealed entirely. This was launched with a scathing attack on Anonymous that was presented to you by Scientology and forwarded by you, Mr. Stone, to launch this bill. Since then, Anonymous has been helping the people of Tunisia and Egypt rise up against the corrupt political leaders in those countries. And when Egypt shut down the entire internet, Anonymous was working to get their message out. Riverside County, if there was any justice, the people of Riverside County would rise up and get rid of their corrupt political leaders. But as the people being held
Bunker,
in Scientology's desert compound would tell you, for the people being abused here by Scientology, there is no justice. Thank you, Mr. Buster, for your assistance.
And Mr. Choquette is next. And you're also asking for 6 minutes. Please know